Hello guys, hi. Welcome to stream. Hello guys, hiyo. Um, if you think that I'm feeling very tired from my voice, it's because it is. എൻ്റെ തല ഇപ്പോഴും ആയിട്ട് എൻ്റെ കണ്ണൊക്കെ വേദന എടുക്കണ്, എൻ്റെ തൊണ്ട ഇപ്പോഴും വേദന എടുക്കുന്നുണ്ട്, എൻ്റെ കഴുത്ത് പൊളിഞ്ഞിരിക്കുക, എൻ്റെ നെഞ്ചും എന്തോ കാര്യത്തിന് വേദന എടുക്കണ്. ബേസിക്കലി ഒന്നുമില്ല, ഇന്നലെ ഓഫീസിൽ മറ്റേ ഇതായിരുന്നു, എൻ്റെ സെലിബ്രേഷൻസ് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു, മറ്റേ കമ്പനിയുടെ ഇത്രാമത്തെ ഇതെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ട്. സോ ഇന്നലെ ഞാൻ സെലിബ്രേഷൻസിൽ ടേക്ക് പാർട്ട് ചെയ്തതാണ്. ഐ ഡോണ്ട് ഡു ക്രൗഡ്സ്, സോ മോസ്റ്റ് ഓഫ് ദ ടൈം ഞാൻ മാറി നിന്നു. ബട്ട് ദെൻ ഇടയ്ക്ക് വെച്ച് ഞാൻ കുടുങ്ങിപ്പോയി, കുറേ ചവിട്ടും കുത്തൊക്കെ കിട്ടി. ആൻഡ് നൗ ഐ എം ദിസ്. anyways now I will do my dailies. arena കളിക്കാൻ ഹാഫ് നിയർ സെൻട്രർ കളിക്കാൻ.
Inhale. I can finally breathe again. It must be over. Scanning for traces of human life. 5G scanners activate. Nothing detected. The species Homo sapien is extinct. It's time to fulfill my purpose. Executing Operation Ice
Fafnir.
Welcome back. Let me brief you on how the world ended. Actually, the details are a bit foggy, but it's believed that Batman was eating soup with his hands at a Chinese restaurant when someone coughed on the croutons.
ഞാൻ കണ്ടതാണ്.
Smell the buffets from their 5 restaurants. The casino and 3-story theatre had hardly been used. The gym, the day spa,
Guys, wait a second,
the sheets in her 1,500 luxurious cabins hadn't even been slept in. Costa Concordia cost $570 million to build. And you could tell. You could really tell.
I remember it like it was just a few years ago. We had left Silverdrag-N, a port in Rome, and we were making our way to Salona. It was day 2 of our 7-day journey. But that ship, she was cursed.
Oh my God.
When she premiered, the traditional bottle of champagne bounced right off the side instead of smashing. A bad omen, but I'm not the superstitious type. Nothing could go wrong on Friday the 13th of January 2012.
But they will help bring us glory.
On a ship that's also only safety rated for 2 compartment level, especially not having 5 stars level captain like Francisco City, a man who mysteriously rose from head of security to the position of captain within just a couple of years.
Sorry guys.
He knows exactly what to do in case of an emergency. For example, when he caused this emergency in 2008, when he crashed into a port in Sicily, and in 2010, in Germany, when he was steering a different ship and came into port too fast to towards another collision. I've got a good feeling. So let's get this. The good news is people are having fun. Drinks at the bar, and turning your back. It's called a sail by salute. Basically, you get real close to the sail and off the oar. Remember this
I must defend.
Nice job. In fact, his profession is
Say, they're full of
painter
organs,
and
aren't
painter.
they?
It's his first time steering a massive
They are destroying our allies! Hello?
English or Italian very well at all.
You owe me big
To a good
time.
start.
Take that! Down the bitches.
The degrees of at the same time, the captain himself and Mario Colombo, who lives in China.
Be right back.
4 miles is going all in. This is not
No
his
one
first
will
sail by sea,
contest me.
so he's confident in what he's doing. We're going
An enemy has been slain! Say, they're full of organs, aren't they? An ally has been slain! An enemy has been slain!
which is also wrong. And then the captain clarifies, no, 3 to 2. Poor communication is the moving at a much wider angle.
I must defend
However,
everything.
the captain should and would know this, except for the next point, complacency about procedure.
Down upon
Officer to give
Time to destroy these people!
Okay.
The ship reaches 16 knots. The captain then turns instructs him to go to the left wing. A few seconds. There's going to be a direct.
You put Satan in this one, didn't you?
Scatino immediately commands the ship to start turning away. 345. Not enough. The captain shouts, 340. The captain yells, 350. Now, remember how I said that acceleration what they've got is unnecessary. Here's an example. So despite the order of 350, right now, we're only pointing.
Please?
They're full of organs, aren't they?
Now, don't get caught by the orders from the admiral. Starboard 20.
An enemy has been slain! Say, they're full of organs, aren't they? Double kill!
At the
We
worst,
cannot fail, sir!
the helmsman goes to starboard instead of port, undoing the swing. 8 seconds later, he realizes the error and corrects, but it's too late. He has
Enemy
just
missing
turned his
middle.
local near miss into a sure hit. All they can do now is hold on as the bow of the ship. Yelled,
good at finding folks.
I'm many things.
I'm looking for this fella. I got to find him.
No one will
Our little
contest
heart.
me.
I'll see what I can do. I have contacts in thousands of servers in dozens of countries across the globe. And just like that,
Police before they take our riches.
the only thing she left was a call. Sometimes.
How dare they die on us?
Back to the pen, you hear?
They're full of organs, aren't they?
A 53-meter gash opens up in the hull, and thousands of tons of water begin.
I must defend
A
everything
loud
I
scraping
work
and bang is heard.
Hey, what's the job? Here's your guess.
Martin awkwardly pauses his act. All officers run.
No one will contest me.
They are part of the collective. They are destroying our allies! An enemy has been slain!
This is the final position of the rudder. Power for that, too, is lost.
To destroy these people!
A quick breakdown of the flooding. When the Concordia struck land, it tore open 3 watertight compartments. At first, compartment 5, which filled very rapidly. Then 6 more slowly, 4 shortly after. Then 7, 8, and 3.
Shush.
Modern ships are built to withstand 2 compartments.
An ally has
These
been
compartments
slain!
especially, though, are a problem because they contain the engines and the electrics. These main generators give power to the whole ship, from propulsion motors to rudder to hotel functions. Pretty much. Sinking.
To destroy these people! They are part of the collective now.
Minions have reached your portal.
Please return to your cabins. The emergency generator starts. All of the watertight doors close, except for door 12.
Get to work.
How dare they die on us? They are destroying our allies! They are part of the
Compartments
collective
5,
now.
6, and 7 are flooded. Announcements are made.
The captain to inform you that due to an electrical fault, which is currently under control of the
Time to charge up.
in at the same time.
Bye.
My heart will go on. It's very much not helpful situation. Crisis officers to reverse the
No.
ship up on shore.
They're full of organs, aren't they? I'm a beat their brains to my robot! Back on your feet! The whole mission was a total failure! An ally has been slain!
Captain, here, everything is lost. The electrical panel, everything. They're saying at this point that the ship is going down. The captain calls Roberto Ferrarini again. Actually, 2 compartments have been flooded, but don't worry, the ship's stability isn't in danger. More passengers begin going to muster stations on their initiative. He says, we have a lot of people at muster stations.
Why aren't you a stand-up guy?
An enemy has been slain! What have you done to the telescope? Thanks for the assist! Like a force! Time to destroy these people!
Compartments flooded. The captain finally realizes that things are really bad, and they are not going to improve.
How dare they die on
The
us!
Coast Guard orders every available up that the passengers cruise directly to the system.
They are part of the collective now.
Wrong, and that it further involves It's nonsense, and they're busy. Elon calls the bridge and safety
Watch yourself.
They are destroying our allies! Hello? An ally has been slain! I'm a feed their brains to my robot! They're full of organs, aren't they? Time to destroy these people!
Why aren't you a stand-up guy?
And with that,
Better be worth it.
their list. With many of the lifeboats too awkwardly positioned to there aren't enough readily available, and they have to start going back and forth to the shore, picking people up and dropping them off. The patrol boats are still, the ship has run aground and is listing heavily. So the harbour master asks the captain about it, and the captain says, no,
How dare they die on ours? Double kill! Triple kill! They are part of the collective now. An ally has been slain! I'ma feed their brains to my robot! They are part of the
As the
collective
first of
now.
the lifeboats arrive on shore, the deputy mayor takes the initiative and races to board one of the lifeboats and starts trying to find someone in charge. He gives up and starts asking passengers. Scatino tells everyone to leave and take radios, but not before changing out of his uniform and into a nice suit. Priorities. Dimitri Christidis and Silvia Coronica leave with him. The maitre d' and some more can both get out of there. By this point, approximately 300 people are still on the ship. Millet reaches the helicopter.
Yeah.
The first helicopter, a slow-moving Augusta Bell, was already rising from the tarmac after the hour-long flight south. Bozio is the last crew
Yeah,
left
Nini.
off the bridge, coordinating evacuation. He then leaves to help passengers board
ഒരു
lifeboats.
ഗെയിമും കൂടെ
The
കളിക്കാറില്ലേ
bridge is
കാരണം അതും കൂടെ
now
കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ എനിക്ക് ഇത്
and
തീരും
then
ഫെസ്റ്റീവ്
the ship's
സ്പിരിറ്റ്സിന്റെ
black
ക്വസ്റ്റ്
box
തീരും
stops
തോന്നുന്നു
working. Apparently there were technical problems with it. That means, from here, things are going to get a little foggy in detail. A while later, rescue helicopters arrive, but they're struggling to find the ship because they're expecting it to still be well above water. Passengers are scaling down the port side by ladder as lifeboats return to pick them up.
This is no joke. Oh my goodness. This was no joke, mi amor. Yes,
He's not allowed to make a film
I'm
movie.
allowed.
Who say you are?
A second helicopter, a faster model, sets off. The ship stops heeling and comes to a final resting place. Now the Coast Guard calls the captain because he's just learned that the captain has abandoned ship. The captain claims, no, actually I slipped and I fell into one of the lifeboats. I'm close. But now that I'm on board, I may as well head back to shore. DeFalco tells the captain to get the fuck back on board. And the captain kind of acts confused and then effectively refuses. So the captain makes it to shore. From here, we only have mainstream news reports to rely on, so it's not going to be super accurate. But they say that Giglio's police chief then finds 110 survivors on the rocks at Point Gabbianara. Among them is the captain. It's not known whether the captain helped anyone while he was there, and in fact, the police chief claimed that he just sat on the rocks and watched other people do the rescue. A while later, a rescue boat picks up the captain and takes him to the harbour. He speaks to the police. He then finds the ship's onboard chaplain, Father Raphael, and cries to him for about 15 minutes. Then he goes to the harbour master's office to receive probably the biggest dressing down of his entire life. Port authorities ask the taxi driver to take the captain back to his hotel. The captain takes the 30-second cab ride to the Bahamas hotel. According to the cabbie, he was beaten like a dog. He was cold and afraid. He only asked me where he could buy a pair of fresh socks. But then he perked right up again and gave an interview to a news crew. He told them that he was the last to leave.
The captain is usually the last to abandon ship. What happened, Captain?
We were the last to leave the ship.
All they said, they rescued a ship. On Sunday morning, a South Korean couple was found in their cabin, safe but shivering. They had slept through the crash and woke up unable to exit their cabin. The last survivor, Manrico Giampandroni, was found with a broken leg. He was the cabin's service director. In the end, 32 people died. The final body wasn't discovered until nearly 3 years later. A crew member, Russell Rebello, and it's believed that he died a hero helping passengers off the ship. The Costa Concordia was the largest cruise ship disaster since the Titanic. And then there's the ship. This is what happens to a 110,000-ton cruise liner when it's left half rolled over in the ocean.
Let's take these fools for all that they're worth. Now, I must defend everything worth.
But this isn't the end. It's just the halfway point. What most people know is that the cockpit will crash and then the captain abandoned ship.
Good luck. Have fun.
The whole veritable spaghetti of details to
Have
untangle.
fun.
Let's dive in.
Figurati, my friend.
Cha-ching. This iron chest was full of around the ship. We're now guessing. Dining famous 18th century artists, as well as the iconic server admins were getting involved. All rivals from the
They volunteered to be hosted. An enemy has been slain. Sprinkled just right. Quick man, cling tenaciously to my
from the
buttocks.
casino, postcards, and cabin access cards became highly sought after souvenirs.
Falling back.
Some Australian guy even made a listing for the ship itself, advertising it as quiet to let. And although there were plenty of bidders, eBay.
What a load.
I know you want to
Minions have reached your fort. For the last time, man, an ally has been slain.
She says there is no
Hurry before they take our riches.
People would like to believe and they want to know I have something to think it's more interesting.
I always do the heavy lifting. Bad, buddy.
Okay,
yes.
I must confess. I have had one week complete.
Hurry before they take our riches. Be right back.
Helicopter came to well before the other rescue craft to take away the package. Huh? And what was that package? Drugs, apparently. So rumors began that the ship was running narcotics for the mafia. And not without cause. Even recently have been caught trafficking drugs. As an aside, Skidina was tested for drugs immediately after it.
I got you next time. An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain. What a delight!
That helicopter was just for the captain and evacuation from the ship. So she expected to get some sort of first-class rescue while everyone else was still stuck on the ship. Wait, how did we get here? Oh, right, sex with the captain.
Divers were quick to head to the captain's cabin.
That isn't too bad.
The jig was up. Mostly faded.
Too bad, buddy.
ആ ഹാമർ കൊണ്ടിരുന്നെങ്കിൽ പുല്ല്.
I always do the heavy lifting. Double kill. Check out my armored crust.
She and Scatino have been having an affair for
I got you
weeks.
next
He
time.
also said that on the night he ordered, he wouldn't give a second. Nobody questions you when you're the captain's lover.
It's bang the middle lane. Not getting
Using interview after leaving. Accompanied by pictures of her being arrested by police.
An enemy has been slain.
No one will contest me.
It was
Hurry before they take out
violence,
witches.
women's rights, yada yada yada.
Take that. Be careful, left. Be careful, left.
An ally has been slain. You may not have any powdered toast.
Retreat! Damage.
You have been slain.
Loved one.
Either they allowed him to divert from his course, or they didn't know where their $1 billion was.
Within a few days, facing financial and media pressure, the CEO attempted to join the bandwagon against the captain and the crew. Claiming that the ship was not approved.
Attack kitchen work.
What a load! That was flawless! You must have an armored crust too! Too bad, buddy! Did the baboon get you too?
Is abandoned. This was to reimburse them for their tickets, as well as any costs they accrued.
I must defend everything I worked for.
That was supposed to be spent from
Complete it!
and anything that has to do with this accident.
Passengers.
Be right back.
They've washed their hands of the incident. The dead are living from companies.
I must defend.
Civil suit.
An ally has been slain! As usual, I've been underestimated. No one will contest
Real
me.
attorney Peter Renee travelled to Budapest to represent 6 real survivors of the disaster.
At Renee and Renee, person work on everything.
And we'll work harder than anyone to get you the most money possible in a short.
Attack! Delay! An enemy has been slain! I always do the heavy lifting. What a dull lie!
One juicy meatball. Still, Mr. Renee was suspicious.
Double kill!
Cheesy old cheating.
Sprinkled just
When I
right.
inquired further about why she was on it, especially without a tick, Ilona said,
Well, I don't know, but you should ask her boyfriend.
salt or
Take that!
the next day.
What a dull lie!
It was the boyfriend again. Look, there's been a bit of a misunderstanding, and the child isn't missing at all. And then he claimed he was confused
I must
because he had
defend
done too many drugs the night before.
Check out my armored crew!
Just what I needed.
An enemy has been slain!
Good one. Leg when I jumped from the ship. And then I immediately flew back to Budapest.
An ally has been slain! I always do the heavy lifting.
Oh, Petey. Also, it turns out
An enemy has been slain! Hurry before they take our riches! What a load! Need a too bad, buddy!
Thanks. Gregorio de Feldi, the naval officer who shouted at Sortino to Vada a bordo caso, became a bit of a national hero.
Take that!
Italy, like the rest of the world, expected Sortino to go down with the ship. De Feldi was there. Stop answering the radio, he called him on his cell phone to continue putting him on blast. When the captain was reporting, De Feldi
Has been slain! What a dull lie!
and then it all
Now no one will contest
of his
me.
career. DeFalco was tryst, hero, so, and there was public speculation that it was owing to bad blood between himself
I got you next time. For the last time now. Made out of dough.
The day after the disaster, Scatino was taken into custody by police.
I always do the heavy lifting.
However, so the judge released him under house arrest
That was flawless! You must have an armored crust, too! Sprinkled just right.
On the witness stand, he claimed that Scatino was restrained by his mistress. Never was confused with Bellissimo! And he said, well, now it's fake, because he didn't actually bother with his testimony or his proceedings. He just fled the country. Retreat! The authorities 12 months to eventually track him down on the outskirts of Chicago. And when they said, wait, we still want that witness testimony. Retreat! He just scalped again. And he has refound since. Hurry before they take our
Bonus round.
Stated that he was waiting outside of the jail.
Get ready to fight.
If his plea was rejected, he could immediately start serving the sentence. And with that, better be worth it. 4 months after the disaster, he was finally accepted.
What a delight! An enemy has been slain! What a delight! An ally has been slain! Double kill! Don't worry, I will save the day! Too bad, buddy! I will do all the rescuing!
Coming fuel from the ship's tanks. At the same time, they had to pump seawater in so that the ballast wasn't ejected when the ship didn't slide around. In early 2013, a platform was built under the ship to prevent it from falling further. Sponsons were then attached to the sides of the ship and cables attached to the underwater platform. The sponsons were then dragged underwater and opened up to allow the ocean to fill them. The ship didn't work properly. By late 2013, the ship was upright once more. The sponsons were then attached to the side of the ship to help keep it balanced. It now rested partially above water and crews could walk around safely. By July 2014, the water was removed from the sponsons and compressed air was pumped in to lift the ship. And she was ready to cruise again. This time to a port in Genoa. It was a 4-day towing journey to the docks where a 2-year process of dismantling and recycling would begin. That same weekend of the towing, Scatino was busy. He was the guest of honor at a white party on an island in the Bay of Naples. He appeared on the front page of a local newspaper, flanked by two of Italy's most eligible bachelorettes. Anyway, so these are things that I remember. Sweet maiden of the sea. And as for you, little fella, well, it's time to return you from whence you came.
Oh, the forum is
6 quick things. 1. NordVPN, good product, check them out. Number 2, there's a new video on the second channel. You probably didn't see it because it was temporarily restricted. Now it's not. Enjoy. 3. If you've never seen the second channel before, give it a go. It's a different type of content, but we put a lot of production into it. It's not just off-cuts. 4. There are a couple of secret channels as well, but I ain't telling you where they are. 5. No more 45-minute videos on the main channel. Back to 10 to 15 minutes and more of them. 6. There's a Q&A coming out next week on incognito mode, with a ton of detail that we had to cut for the sake of brevity, and will no doubt feature a ton of corrections as well. That's it. Thank you.
Spicy.
If you found this tape, it means that everyone is dead. Or working at a different office. How did this happen? Well, I'll tell you. Buckle up, buckaroos. Today's lesson is the misfired launch of Fallout 76. June 2018.
Science rules all. With its help, we will do.
Oh God, yes we have, Todd.
High power weapons, low power.
Fallout
How's that no power?
Bethesda's biggest game yet. My God, it was exciting. And they promised we'd know more at E3. E3 hype time. The press conference. 16 times the detail.
16 times the detail. Come get some. Move it or die. And landscape technology.
4 times the map size.
It is 4 times the size of Fallout 4. And it's our biggest one yet.
My God, it was exciting. November 14th, 2018. The game goes live with a day 1 patch of 50 gigabytes.
For fuck's sake, I'll see you tomorrow.
But once that's downloaded, people start logging into the hellscape that is.
As a Jumpmaster, I'll lead us to where we claim the most lives. I feel most alive when rapidly approaching my death.
Goodbye world, goodbye Yanks, goodbye body, goodbye heads, bugs, everything. Server packets, game packets, all stations, textures and all-consuming void. Airlock 307. Can't pick up stuff, can't stop asserting dominance with a T-pose. Frame rate. From that. You get long. But it gets worse. Error CE348780. Calculated data to reinstall the game and console operating system. Correct entirely. Also, when the date rolled over to the 1st of January 2019, the nukes in the game stopped working altogether.
This won't hurt. Hold on.
No one thought of prudent programmed in other years in an always one life. And a few players are straight up logging into other people's accounts This guy had a level 78 character that was randomly replaced with a level 8 character. Bethesda said they couldn't do anything about it. Many players are not this game, and they want Bethesda to know that. And they want everyone else to know that too. But Bethesda owns the platform. Is Fallout 76 fun?
Yes, it is. Bans the racism. Thread lock.
They had no direct outlet for their rage. The only solution was accounts, Reddit, Twitter, and other games on Steam. This is so sad. Despacito, play Country Roads.
It's really boring.
Could barely bring finish this
any more of this video game. I'm not gonna subject myself to another 20, 30 hours of this fucking mess.
In short, Fallout 76 is morally, technically, and creatively bankrupt.
The mods on Bethesda forums were working overtime. The mods on Reddit almost gave up. Look, I'm not saying that some people didn't enjoy and have fun with this game, but what I am saying is that the Metacritic was really funny to read. So what happened? Well, it came out that development was hugely rushed. The deadlines were tight. Too tight. Plus, this wasn't Bethesda.
If you can't produce your own liquid metals, store-bought it.
And the scope of the game kept getting bigger.
Hey, let's go already. Distant weather systems.
Hey Todd, I stayed up all night and I just finished.
We're gonna need 16 times the detail.
I do not care who makes the kill.
No more.
As long as I can observe it die.
Of Fallout 4.
That, and they were trying to patchwork the old Bethesda creation engine into a multiplayer
This is
framework.
your champion.
What else could you expect?
That's why I give my kids
Fallout 76.
Now, Bethesda could tolerate the fuss and the bad reviews and the irate players, but what they couldn't tolerate were the exploits. Infinite invisibility. The frame rate was tied to the game speed, so people were going a lot faster than they should. Server hopping for more items, infinite cache and infinite duplication, unlimited XP, unlimited mutiny. Nuclear plates were unencrypted and you could walk with to the quest room. And someone was given the curse of infinite invincibility.
I saw someone
This game was the best players on experience. So Bethesda was ready. With the band,
നാളെയാണോ സീരിയൽ
flail around to take down anyone who had to buy. They are progressive company with big ideas. They wanted to get a world together. So support sent out this email to players caught cheating. We would be willing to accept an essay.
Oh yeah, where's the items? What the hell?
Cheat software is detrimental to the online game community.
Beginning ring
That's
countdown.
right. 500 words on why you're a very naughty boy.
Next
and
ring
they
is
may just
distant.
give you your account back. But a couple of days later, the mocking from news outlets caused them to reconsider this approach.
We've got 1 minute,
One more
and
expert.
the ring is
For all
far.
Bethesda games,
Just
there's
how
a
I like
deadline. Yep, security has to be top-notch, because otherwise, someone could just waltz in and take all of the best items of the game, and it would be an absolute disaster.
45 seconds and he's far. I mean,
Of course, Bethesda wasn't equipped to deal with the issue. People started flooding in, taking the best items in the game, and selling those items on a black market of sorts. At first, they tried the usual approach. Banning people who had some of the best items in the game. You spent 700 hours just to get the best gun? Die, cheater. Next, they put in a system where players would get tagged if they ever entered the room.
Just what I needed.
And
Save
they
that for
banned
me.
those players. That wasn't much better because people would just start using Smurf.
Level 3.
Get in quick with a level 1 account. Get all that good shit. Then get the fuck out.
Forget I said that.
Then use a duplication glitch to get a ton more of those items. Then transfer that stuff to your
crafting over
main account and you're good to go. Bethesda then takes up this level 1 and calls it mission
Dying
accomplished.
outside the ring would be
And you've just beaten the
pointless.
game. So the problem continues. Bethesda is running out of ideas to solve it. There's a lot of speculation in the media among players about how exactly people are getting in, but no one except for the exploiters knows. That said, Bethesda needs to act fast before it ruins the
I'm the only real champion here.
So they wrote another
There's a
email
new
and
kill
sent
leader
it
out
out to
there.
the Smiths.
Gathering materials.
Hello, Cheetah. Do you want to tell us how you did
Wingman
it,
here.
and we might unban you? Should we not hear back from you, the account will simply remain
The
suspended.
rewards in that care package
It's not
could be a
known whether that's
deciding
correct,
variable.
but from what I've seen, it's still possible to get into the dev room. November 22nd, 2018. Just a week after the release, the game goes on discount. From $60 to $40, to $35, to $30. You can find it for $15 on eBay, and in Germany, this straight up giving it for free when you buy a PlayStation controller.
Finally.
Also, some stores are just zip tying it to other products.
Must go
But to
faster.
Bethesda, it's worth selling the thing at a price close to zero, because it brings people into the atomic shop, which is where the real margins are, and it inflates the poor sales figures. Let's have a look at those. The latest figures show 76 sold less than a sixth of what Fallout 4 did. Not good. There's also been a massive oversupply of hard
My
copies.
ultimate is ready. I will
Although
take
what's the
that.
point of a hard copy when the thing is just a cardboard disc telling you to redeem an online code? And while sales are low, returns are high. Immediately upon release, people began asking Bethesda for a refund. 76 is not on Steam, it's on Bethesda's own platform, so they have all the control. If players only played the game for a few hours, then generally they'd get their money back. However, it came out that people were sometimes getting refunds after a full 24 hours of play. Quite generous. But then word about this spread to forums.
Thank you.
Then to Reddit, and a post got 12,500 upvotes informing people that this made pretty much everyone eligible for a refund, and the comments told them exactly how to do it. Bethesda was flooded with requests for refunds. And their response? Shut it down, lads.
I need optics for a light machine gun.
No one gets a refund now.
I
Everyone
need
go
sniper
home.
optics.
Show's over. Robot customer service man engage.
Customers who have downloaded the game are not eligible for a refund. We apologize for the inconvenience. Die.
A few things followed.
Getting into this
First,
hole the less
people
hell
were
of
mad.
a way.
One hardcore gamer even using his refund.
Pop-up here. Boosted loader.
A bit of an overreaction, but probably also fake. Second, the media.
Enemy looks like half the squad's in down, leader. Not for long, though. Yes. Oh, that's gonna kick!
And third, a class action lawsuit.
Enemy
Their
far
inconsistent refund policy in terms of
Broken
service
enemy
may
shield.
not be strictly legal.
Reload.
November 27,
The enemy's far.
2018. Miglaccio and Rathlord
Spotted one.
File Media quickly picked up on that. Their main
We've got
argument is that it's a sometimes unplayable game.
Reloading.
And that Bethesda have embraced their strategy to release it anyway,
Hands up. We are
and then
not alone.
slowly patch their way into a more playable state.
Take a deep
Updates on this lawsuit are slow, so I'll keep you informed on the second channel. Ad time. Look, there's a meteor headed straight to Earth. Oh my god. We must do something. Was anyone curious enough to read about it online? Not me. Not me either. Nope. Oh no! Now people think I'm dumb and I died a virgin. Don't let this happen to you. Get curiosity. It's a streaming platform with some of the best documentaries and non-fiction throughout the world. Partial nudity, maybe not hard enough. But more importantly, the most arousing thing of all. Velvet. Works for your road and service. Bullets on your
We have an enemy out. Next ring's far.
Stream
Dead for you.
and non-fiction series. Sign up process. Get the first 30 days free. Cancel any time. Please.
There's a
I need
Enemy close.
I bought a lifetime supply of toilet paper thinking I was saving money, but then I left it out and grabbed it from the
Enemy close.
Travis said,
As early
death will have to wait.
Fallout fans made and most did
Reloading.
pre-ordered the power up.
Recharging shield.
It came with a helmet.
Shields are recharging.
Army
Hold on. I'm healing.
1 minute until the ring changes.
And customers raised that their precious bags, which are supposed to be made of finest canvas and glam, look a bit
I need restoration.
In
Enemies
fact,
right
it
here.
looks like a carry
The
bag.
ring is distant.
The real
45 seconds before close.
line
Subject
here.
spotted.
Really? Just advertise one thing and deliver another? Can't do that. So there was a surge of backlash,
Well,
and people
we have
began
an enemy
emailing
nearby.
Bethesda, asking for refunds, asking for answers.
That enemy shield is broke.
By this point,
Reload.
customer service is absolutely over it. They are
Zip
done
line here.
and they send this email in response.
Hello. We are sorry that you aren't happy with the bag.
Why are you all fucking
The bag
slow?
came in media with a prototype and was too
What the fuck y'all doing?
We aren't planning on doing anything about it.
Enemy in my face.
That's the whole email. Staff at Bethesda aren't even hiding their contempt anymore. Naturally, the internet goes wild.
Are you fucking kidding me? Wow. Wow.
They're focusing on me. We're out. That enemy shield is broken.
We
Recharging
have to
shield.
quell the outrage. Then,
Hold up.
$5 worth of in-game currency.
Nailed that whole squad.
Then you'll be able to spend
Street medical aid.
Yeah. What are you going to do with your Adam? I'm going to buy 5/18 of the white paint version of the power armor. Whoa.
I need
What about
restoration.
you? Like wood
Put up a heat
laminate?
shield.
Like wood laminate? Like
Getting
wood
health back.
laminate? Fuck the bag. He's right. Fuck the bag.
It's go time.
This was before what happened. What really happened is further out.
Healing moves.
Hold on. I'm healing.
Even became part of that class action lawsuit from earlier. Bethesda put out a
got us some
tweet
material.
their customer service gave a
Heat
difference.
shield going on. One moment.
Material. Debunked.
Hold on.
Because
I'm
it
healing.
turns out
Where? I've added available.
except they
Medical
make them
aid.
all out to
Ready?
influence.
Let's go.
Oh dear. It's not the same one, but it's built from that ever-scarce material, canvas.
I need
But what's
restoration.
more amusing is
Healing.
that it turns out there is a canvas
Administering
bag
medical aid.
in the game. If you don the postman's outfit,
Word
it,
left
of
to the
course,
ring with a
can be
minute to
found at
spare.
the Atom Shop for 700 atoms.
Replicator in
just
your
right.
package over there. Let's get on that.
Well, the leak
Very
the
only
online
for the
game
lab
continued,
rats.
and Bethesda's lawyers realized there would be trouble, so they decided
45
to capitulate.
seconds to put yourself in the ring.
All right, fine. We'll make your precious fucking bag. If you want to claim
We
it,
need to
you'll have to
protect
fill
this
out this
space.
form with your name, personal details, address, etc., etc. And we'll ship
Have
out
an
the
enemy
bag
out
to you
there.
in 4
I
to
hear ya.
6.
Enemy going out there.
But it doesn't quite end there.
Third. Fire.
Turns out all the customer support queries phone numbers, home addresses, and more. If you've requested your
My
canvas
shields need a bit
bag,
more power.
you've just been
Come on.
doxxed.
The ring's closing in 10 seconds. Reloading. Getting shot. They're shooting at me.
And
These
that
will pierce them.
is the tale
Crack the bathroom shield. My shields need a bit more power. None of us are in the ring. Broken enemy shield.
One last piece of a rum
It's
trick.
go time.
Nuka-Cola Light. Pre-orders available in September.
Reloading.
Shipped out on November 14th. $80 plus postage.
Down, down. Taking fire.
Not cheap. But in return, you got a very cool booth.
Reloading.
Looks good on the shelf. A great conversation. Thanksgiving. Or at least it would have been. November 14th came and went, and there was no run.
I'm here, so let's get you a duel.
21st, an email comes through. There's a delay.
Things aren't up to the usual Fallout standard, they say. The usual Fallout standard. All of this just works.
I don't know
Things
what.
aren't up to the usual Fallout standard. So we'll have it for you soon. No specific date given.
1 week later.
Nothing. Then on December 5th, another email. Good news. We start shipping on December 12th. It's been nearly 3 months since you pre-ordered, but as a show of good faith, we made this promotional video for you. And this is where things went from tardy to retardy. Right there. Did you catch that? That's just a regular industry bottle and a plastic shell. We paid $80 and waited a quarter of a year for a plastic shell? People were not happy. Look at that ratio. Nothing in the marketing said that it was a plastic shell. Super premium, we were promised. And the media agreed. People began cancelling their orders. Silver Screen tries to convince people that it's not cheap and shitty. It actually costs us twice as much to make the plastic one than the glass one. Then what the fuck? We spent 100 hours coding the design. Convincing stuff. So it arrives, just a few days before Christmas. The rum is about the quality you'd expect.
Can I swear on this? It's my own show.
Worse is the design. The oversized lip means liquid can pour inside the shell.
Hard to pour because how they made this damn thing. Spilled like half the shot.
Very dribbly.
So you're best off opening the whole thing up to prevent spilling. If you do that, there's a good chance that you'll snap the flimsy plastic. Any liquid will immediately ruin this cheap paper sticker. Some made their own at home and the quality was about on par. But look, if you do want a decent version of this product, there are reputable sellers of them. They're on Etsy. They're far cheaper, and they actually give a shit. Not gonna lie though, some of the memes that came out of this were pretty good. Now, many claim that this was an honest mistake.
Sorry.
Or that customers were at fault for misinterpreting ambiguous marketing. I disagree. All of the marketing shows other glass items. All of the mock-ups show something more akin to frosted glass than plastic. They give plenty of descriptions of the product too, and not once do they mention plastic. And they were engaged in a bunch of other tomfuckery as well. Before the product was even available, they flooded their own product reviews with a bunch of 5 stars. This raised some eyebrows, and people on Reddit even called them out for it, so they deleted them. You can see all this activity on the Wayback Machine. Now, if they're happy to deceive people in this way, it seems silly to give them the benefit of the doubt about the glass. It's also worth quickly talking about the Bethesda merch store. Some of these items are pretty neat. That's cool. Good idea. I'd have that. Fallout 76 pant. Singular. But why is he so mad? The photography is all just slightly off. This gaudy jacket was mocked relentlessly on social media. But does the 76 in $276 really make it more immersive? And why did they just toss it on the ground?
Tokabi,
And it
Vigil,
comes in this crumpled
Ash,
up polymer
Thermite,
bag.
Castle,
You're talking
Pulse,
about hundreds of thousands of
Plus,
dollars
heels,
you don't have an iron. Why is she
Training
wearing the
grounds
size
are okay.
XXL? She's clearly not happy
So,
about it.
Capcan,
But who looked at this and said,
Tokabi.
good job, print.
Capcan,
Now that's
Tokabi,
surprising.
SMG.
And what the fuck? They
Capcan,
made the bottle
Tokabi,
properly.
SMG.
Yeah, one of those please, but bigger and brown. Is that so hard? Let's get back to the game. December 2018. There are 2 new patches released that caused quite a stir. First, the good. For PC, they included a number of quality of life improvements, including push to talk. But also brought in field of view sliders. Hooray! Increased stash capacity from 400 pounds to 600 pounds, and a small buff to automatic weapons. Hooray! They decreased the carry weight of bobby pins so it no longer took up 10 to 20% of people's inventory.
I got a box of bobby pins the other week that said weigh these.
There were also upgrades to the camp that allowed for easier construction, and a bunch of bug fixes. Hooray! The bad. A whole bunch of unannounced stealth nerfs. They generally made the game grindier. Ammo production was decreased. Fusion cores burnt out faster. Legendary enemies spawned less frequently.
On guard, I'll pick you up.
And the backlash was significant because everybody knew why Bethesda was doing it. To encourage people to use the Atomic Shop. And let's talk briefly about that store. Some of the prices are outrageous. A Christmas tree for $12, a Santa outfit for $20, blue and yellow paint for $18. Oh look, $3 for the same sweater vest and slacks item imported from Fallout 4. But the biggest offense of all was the holiday emote bundle. $24 for some Christmas-themed emotes, twice the price of these games. The media agreed that these were egregious prices. But worse, they're engaged in some deceiving marketing practices too. Oh look, it's marked down half price. But it's not. It was released half price. They're artificially jacking up the price.
You ready to engage Op 4?
Limited time discount in order to create a sense of urgency. That's illegal. Here in Australia at least, in Canada and in the EU. Reddit quickly picked up on this and pointed it out. Bethesda reacted by scrapping the discount and just setting it as the price.
Down to 10 seconds.
So I'm just going to leave it here. I
Down to
didn't
5
even have a chance
seconds.
to touch on the new pay-to-win fiasco. The new camera item features can teleport, window player. On the flip side, we're also adding new shots and improving the game over time. No Man's Sky was the price point. Bethesda can do it too.
EDD mounted, don't stand close.
Hiding in his bunker until the bombs of outrage stop falling. And returning only when it's time to get our hopes up once again. CuriosityStream.com/internethistorian. Well, I'm actually quite a bit. So I'm going to say all of these names to you from the credits as fast as I possibly can. In
Reloading!
Luke Hackle, Aspartame 210, Jordan Prince, Double Tech, Papa Spicy Peter, Tip, Edgy Kid, Bryce, Toiler Ham, Nate Odenkirk, Sonia Robinson, Krabby. If you want to get
Changing bags!
then why don't you head over to...
Now while they're weak.
Op 4, last op standing. Op 4 eliminated. Mission successful.
Welcome to Uncharted, Dr. Ake's Fortune. We open very dramatically to an underwater scene as we swim up to a coffin.
Whose coffin is it?
It's the coffin of legendary treasure hunter Francis Drake. He also did some other important historical stuff, but mostly he's known for treasure hunting. The scene then transitions, and we are on a boat. There is a woman, and her name is Elaine Fisher.
I am here off the coast of Panama, where we just recovered what we believe to be the coffin of legendary explorer Sir Francis Drake.
Be ready to engage Op 4.
Reload!
Nathan Drake then struts in and goes here, and with a crowbar starts cracking open the coffin. Nathan lifts the lid off the coffin, and there is nothing inside. What a twist! And Nathan knew it all along.
10 seconds left.
And he knows everything. Now, turns out the coffin
5 seconds.
There is no delicious body inside, but there is a small box. I don't know what this is. I am very careful about history, and in it is a small notebook. Nathan then starts flipping through the pages.
Razor wire in position.
He says, hey, come on, show me what's in the book. And he says, no way. The deal was just for the comics. They start figuring like an old married couple, but they are not romantically interested. kill this woman. Elena then says, hey, who are those people coming towards us? Nathan then says, oh no, it's pirates.
Don't shell out!
He gives that gun to Elena and asks, can I use one of these? And Elena says,
Yeah, it's like a camera. You just point and shoot, right?
so the battle begins between the dynamic duo and the pirates. It's caught fire, but where can we find some water to put it out, says Drake. Luckily, Sully shows up in a plane, and he's probably got some water on board. A pair jump overboard. Is the behind. Sully then lands in the ocean, and Nathan and Elena hop in. Victor Sullivan introduces himself to Elena.
Hello, my name is Sully, and I am the Super Racist.
As they shows Sully the notebook found in the coffin. Sully and
Something about that.
oh, come on, Sully. Nathan says, he had me when he was very old. Now, Nathan and Sully are chatting. With her purchase, Nathan says, hey Sully, check out this map I found in my dad's diary. It's for the
Op 4 has the hostage.
Victor sensor active.
Op 4 is no longer in possession of the hostage. Mission failed. Op 4 extracted the hostage.
One problem, see?
Oh, then Sully
ഇന്ന് സൈബർ പങ്ക് ഉണ്ടോ മിസ്റ്റർ സ്ട്രീമർ? യെസ്, ഇന്നുണ്ട്. ഞാൻ ഇന്ന് ഡെയിലി സിപ്പ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് ഈവനിങ് മൊത്തം സൈബർ പങ്ക് ചെയ്താലോ എന്ന് ആലോചിക്കുക. കാരണം ഒരു ദിവസം നല്ലൊരു ഡിലേ ആയില്ലേ. പക്ഷെ ഇത് പുറം മൊത്തം വേദന എടുക്കുന്നു. ബട്ട് എനിവേസ് ഞാൻ അതാണ് പ്ലാൻ ചെയ്യുന്നത് ഇപ്പോൾ. No,
It's not like they ditched her in the middle of the jungle, like she clearly is in some sort of civilization.
So we cut to Nate and Sully searching through the jungle. They go to a spot they found on the map in Drake's diary. Nate searches around and finds an entrance to an underground temple. Sully then asks...
നീ റിയാക്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ടല്ലേ? ഓക്കെ എനിക്ക് റിയാക്ഷൻ ബഗ്ഡ് ആണ്.
That means that the Spanish were here. They loved him. Sully then comes in saying,
I'll tell you something else about the Spanish.
No, Sully, no!
Yes, let's go.
I'm up to my eyeballs in debt, Nathan.
Insertion in 10 seconds. 5 seconds before insertion.
Nate and Sully continue further into the cavern, and Nate starts ruining old historical monuments. And Nate and Sully make it to the other side, and here is where they find something interesting.
It's a large hole in the wall.
Nate looks around and finds gold flecks. There must have been a big gold statue here, and they dragged it around. That's why there's all these gold flecks left all over the floor. Makes perfect sense.
Sully looks at the markings around the hole and says, it looks like people worship this statue.
It wasn't a city of gold at all. It was a golden idol. I have found something, Sully. Look at this.
Look over here. Tracks.
Deploying Claymore.
Just dragged it out or cut logs. So the trail's cool. Yeah, it looks that way. Unless...
Come on out!
Follow the tracks.
So, the tracks end just outside. So they keep following them, and then they find a big German U-boat, and it is stuck on top of a waterfall, which is one of the worst places for a U-boat. What does Nate think about all this?
Must have come up the river during flood season.
ഞാൻ കൗച്ച് ഗെയിമർ എനർജി. I bought a recliner for my flight. ഞാൻ കൗച്ച് ഗെയിമർ എനർജി. Oh, let's go. ലിയോ ആയിട്ടാണ്. ലിയോ.
Nate then hands over that notebook. Remember the notebook? Important notebook?
I'm reloading.
Nate begins to find a way onto the U-boat.
Let's go.
Does he at least try to roll?
Just giving CPR to a skeleton?
Nate then continues on. Listen up, Captain. I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you about my dad. Have you seen him? He left many moons ago. Sully's holding him.
Fine.
I'm reloading!
So,
One friendly operator remaining.
Oh!
All friendlies have been eliminated.
I knew you would give it up eventually. Nate thinks this must be
How would it?
from Drake's diary. Give fucks. Nate also finds a map in the room. Now, the missing page from Drake's diary is also some kind of map. So there's like two maps. So you put one on top of the other, right?
Kind of, you just reference them with each other.
Okay, now Nate picks up the radio and he goes, "Listen up, Sully. Looks like Drake and the Germans were all after the same treasure. They've been in cahoots." Sully says, "Hey, this better not be some sort of wild goose chase. We did one of those. It was kind of fun, but we shouldn't keep doing that. I'm in big debt. Also, have you noticed that foreign people have funny customs?"
Sully, you're breaking up.
And then suddenly,
Sully's cut off.
oh my god, something's happened to him. So Nate rushes out the back. On Nate's way, he knocks over a torpedo because he's clumsy and it starts ticking. Nate quickly leaves the ship. Now, when he goes back to the shore, there are two men there, and Sully has his hands
Insertion
up. The
in
men's
5
names
seconds.
are Gabriel Roman and Antok Navarro. They both sound like newscasters.
They do a little bit.
Going out.
To you, Gabriel Roman. That was Antok Navarro on the scene. Nate and Sully are now being held and judged. Oh wow. So
Someone have EMP, help me.
He was onto something big, and
Who has
Roman
EMP?
got intrigued and followed him because
Setting up a sequential breach.
there's no more time for you. I'm gonna kill you both. Prepare to die. Unless there's something on that U-boat that you found in there, like treasure or directions to some treasure. Sully says, "Oh wait, give him the map, Nate. The map to your dad." Now, Nate gives the map to Roman, but he still has that page, right? Of the captain, right? It's in his pants pocket.
and that is also a map.
Just to be super clear, there are two maps. Setting a sequential breach. Page of the captain's hand.
Loading away.
On another map. So there are two maps. And then Sully still has the diary. And then one map. The diary still in Sully's pocket. It's simple, right? Good.
One friendly operator remaining. We have been eliminated.
Holy shit. Nate then starts to attack Roman. That was how Nate knocked over before. Yeah, well, it randomly explodes. And in all the commotion, Nate does a duck and cover and he runs into the jungle. Now, along the way, Nate finds Elena. Elena then punches Nate in the face.
That's for leaving me at the dock.
Fair enough.
Nate says, "Sully's dead. We gotta get out of here, unless we want to be next." I could be next. Elena then gives Nate a gun. Now, they run back to the temple, and they make it to a jeep, but it is very well hidden, so we will highlight it for you, the audience. Now, Nate and Elena then hop into the jeep. They crank some tunes.
What are they playing, Zuck?
Look, it's one of Sully's old mixtapes. Oh, Sully. Nate goes,
You have a good memory?
Yeah, why?
UK 2642. You got that?
"It's the coordinates to where El Dorado is." What? That's so cool. Yeah, only problem is the bastards who killed Sully also know those coordinates.
No!
So they drive off together into the sunset, fun trip. Fade into Nate and Elena in a plane, and they are on their way to El Dorado. Now, as they get closer, someone on the island fires an anti-aircraft gun at the plane. They are dead. So, the plane starts to go down. It's very rock and roll, but not as cool as in Uncharted 3 when that plane goes down.
Does this thing even have parachutes?
Elena checks the back.
I hope these things still work.
Elena then jumps out first, and Nathan follows shortly behind her. Nate pulls his parachute, but uh-oh. Jeff, what's wrong?
There's a hole in his parachute.
Oh.
Nate falls into the trees, and our favorite game trope is making a return. He passes out.
Finally. Ad time. Welcome to Charted, Pixel Man's 5 Tune. the lesser known.
Be ready to eliminate hostiles.
You're not special. I'm also looking for treasure. I have lost my recharge pool. I only have 32 hours before the battery goes out, which is actually a very long time. Which is why I go to buyraycon.com/story mode to get 15% off my order. Let me tell you, the everyday
Down to 10 seconds.
when I'm going for a walk.
Down to 5 seconds.
When you're in the streets of Jakarta or outside your ex's house. With your new built-in microphone, you can continue to ask her the important questions from a discreet and legal location. It's me. Time dollars. Looking at the lake on everyday demos so beautifully in the air, and with their silky tips for the bees, they never fall out. Look at this. I found 50,000 5-star reviews. And if you go to buyraycon.com, now Raycons have a bunch of new noise profiles. There is the Pure, which is perfect for listening to audiobooks. Ballads, you know what that is. And then the bassy one, because some people like the bass.
Prone to razor bloom.
Don't mind me. Oh, come on. They're so comfortable with their silky rubber fit. Let me... Sorry guys, I was go to buyraycon.com/story mode. Look in the description to get 15% off your purchase. Angel statue.
The angels are friendly. Last operator standing.
Nate cuts himself free out of the parachute and falls to the ground. Oh, it's just like that Tomb Raider game. Nate sees smoke in the distance from the plane. This must be Elena. She has sent up a smoke signal for me, made out of the wreckage of a plane.
This one is slightly smarter than all the other humans.
Nate starts making his way through the jungle, fighting guards along. Guards in the jungle? Anyway, Jeff, let me tell you, there's a plane.
Mission
and
failed.
Nate
All
then
friendlies
climbs
were
the
eliminated.
rope and investigates the wreckage. Inside the wreckage, he manages to find the map from Drake's diary. Take a photo of it with your fucking phone, dummy.
How is it not being set on fire?
Pure luck. Now Nate looks outside the window. He can see Elena's parachute is caught in some old ruins. Oh, she died. There's no need to go that way. I couldn't bear to see her body in that state. Nate heads towards the parachute. He then finds Elena's parachute, but it's empty. Oh, she's alive. Fantastic. Nate then climbs up the ruins that this parachute is attached to, and then he zip lines into an enemy.
Be ready to
control
engage
room.
Op 4.
Nate looks up and he sees, oh, Elena.
New camera feed up and running.
Ruined building, and it looks like she is capturing some B-roll. Suddenly the radio turns on.
Activate camera.
Nate goes, oh, I should say something. And so he tries to fool the guards.
10 seconds. 5 seconds.
Nate finds his way kills a lot of people, and then he goes to a new place. Nate finds a wall, and scrawled on that wall is a big diagram, which is very handy, and for some reason it is written in pretty legible English.
Fletcher, we have gone to the Great Tower. Pray that you will meet us there.
Razor bloom out.
Nate wonders, what was my dad's plot? He walks out onto the balcony and looks through the telescope. Ah, yes, an old building. Also, look at all these. Very cool.
Setting
Elena,
a surprise.
my favorite co-worker. But it looks like guards are about to ambush Elena. Says Nate starts firing wildly in her direction. But then one of the guards throws a grenade, blowing up the balcony, knocking out Drake. Unconscious mode. Oh no.
Nate awakens in a prison cell to Elena throwing rocks at him through the window. Take that, dummy. Elena looks at the wall and says,
Traditional sandstone, brick, and stucco. Limestone mortar, huh?
Nate says, how do you know so much about this?
Op 4, last stop standing.
Yep. It'll just take a tug to pull these bars out.
All I hear is blah, 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 Elena. Get me out of here already.
I'm gonna go off and grab Something.
Elena runs off to grab something. The best character in the entire game.
Friendly's
shows up.
victorious.
His name
Hostiles
is
eliminated.
Now he comes in to see Nate and he goes, listen here, Francis Drake, if that is your father's name. I have taken the missing page from your dad's book, and I would like to make a deal with you.
Tell you what, lead me to the gold, and I just might let you live.
But then Nathan retorts, I ain't gonna do that, Raja. I'm gonna that gold off for myself. Raja becomes very angry. Suddenly a hook is attached to the bars on the windows, and Elena pulls the whole wall out using a G. Raja is then like, what? And Nate walks up to him and he goes, yoink, and he grabs that page. Nate and Elena get into a car with a machine gun.
They run away as guards chase them, and Nate mows them down. They jump a broken bridge in the Jeep and lose the guards.
That's very cool.
Friendly drone deployed. Op 4 is reinforcing its
Elena
location.
pulls the handbrake and does a handbrake turn.
Now, Mr. Uncharted was not wearing his seatbelt, and so he slides right off the back of the vehicle. Elena says, take my hand, Uncharted. You'll fall to your death. Let me pull you back up.
Nate then tries to drive away.
10
The
seconds
Jeep is
before
stuck, so
insertion.
the wheels are just spinning.
Then suddenly Raja pulls up. And
Insertion in 5 seconds.
And Elena, he says,
Give me that cloud.
All right, you got me, fair and square.
Hey, don't move.
Relax, Eddie. Just getting the map like you asked.
I'm reaching for the map. Oh, I put the car in reverse and I've taken it backwards off the cliff.
and then, let me tell you what else happens.
Tell me, Doc.
They're dead. So they surface from the water. I am so glad they have not drowned. They are now in a city. It's Atlantis. Nate and Elena begin fighting their way through Atlantis. They manage
There's guards down here too. There's guards everywhere.
Fuck off. They managed to find a spot to rest for a minute, and Nathan goes, boy, there sure are a lot of conceits to this game. There wouldn't be guards here at all. Why do they need information from me? How are there this many guards? I've killed literally hundreds of people by this point. And Elena goes, hey Nate, why don't you shut the fuck up? I gotta show you something. I filmed this earlier. Oh, not that one. Whoops, this one.
So Elena shows Nate that building that he spied before with the telescope. Here it is in black and white. Nate looking at it. Nate tells Nate that's the harbor. The harbor, the boats coming in would have unloaded their cargo.
Oh, boring. Why are you telling me this, Jeff?
Because if El Dorado came to this island, it would have had to gone through that harbor.
Now, Nate then spies a boat in the footage. And
The
he goes,
diffuser is
it's
no
a
longer
boat.
in your
We can
possession.
escape on a boat.
Friendly, last operator standing.
But then Elena says,
Op 4
so
eliminated
what?
all
We're just
friendlies.
gonna give up? Not go after the treasure, which is why we're here?
And Nate goes, well, we're pretty outnumbered, and to be honest, it wouldn't have... And also, I don't want to die.
If you're gonna quit, you quit. But don't use me as an excuse, you gross man.
Fine, I'll do it, Elena. I'll find that treasure. But this time, I'll drive. The audience laughs. So, they hop onto a jet ski, which is conveniently placed there, and they start fighting their way through the flooded city. Elena says, hey, I once read a story about a cursed Inca treasure. Yada yada yada, says Nate. Oh, I'm sick of hearing your boring ass stories that don't seem to go anywhere. And then Elena
Friendly
says,
drone deployed.
Something
Op
bad
4 is
happened.
reinforcing its
The whole
location.
colony just doesn't up and vanish, Nate. Jesus. Piece the clues together.
yeah, like they all died from some sort of plague or something. That's so dumb, Elena. Why don't you shut up? Now, they ride around on a jet ski, which is fun. And then they
10
manage
seconds to go.
a harbor, which is not as fun. Now, when they're in the harbor,
5 seconds to insertion.
and that has all of the old ship manifests. Nate starts looking through this one. Oh, what about this one? Maybe there's all clues. And then he finds a ship called the Esperanza, and it was carrying a gold statue that weighed about 20 arrobas. Quick, Jeff, what's that in shipping weight?
It's 294 kilos.
That's a lot of gold.
What a good.
Nate also finds a drawing of the El Dorado statue in this manifest.
Stay clear of the blast!
This is entry in the manifest. It's like no other boats came or went after this thing came through. Now, Nate
You have dropped the
rubbing
diffuser.
the ring that is hanging around his neck. So Elena asks,
Is it somebody special? Ooh,
I'm taken, Elena. Fuck off.
Just because there's a goalie doesn't mean I can't score.
Nate reveals it's my dad. He also says, check out the date.
Oh! 29th of January, 1596.
That's right,
The
that's our
diffuser is now
anniversary.
secured.
Also, it's the day after he went missing. I'm a lot older than I look.
What are the other numbers on this ring?
It's coordinates that lead right off the coast of Panama. What do you mean coordinates? This is almost like ES16, what, like a GPS?
It's like map coordinates.
Oh. Elena also says,
So that's how you knew where the coffin was.
One friendly operator remaining. The diffuser has been recovered. You must recover the diffuser. We have been
ഹലോ അളിയാ ഹായ് ഇന്ത്യൻ സ്വിഫിങ് ഇവിടെ നടക്കണു വെൽക്കം ടു സ്ട്രീം അളിയോ
ah, it's a boat I can tell I've seen one before. Elena says,
Hey, why don't I just stay here and you can just swing around and pick me up once you got the boat?
and then Nate goes, hey, what are you up to?
Nothing. I just want to capture some more footage. You know me, I'm a filmmaker.
Nate says, alright, suit yourself, but you better stay put. You better not walk around. Listen, I'm gonna continue on alone. I'm a lone wolf. I'm gonna make it to that boat. And I do. And then I'm here, and I'm looking around, and there's enemies and stuff. Anyway, Elena then comes out of nowhere with a camera.
Hey, listen, in the few seconds I was gone, I filmed some stuff, and you have to see this.
I'm too busy, says Nate. Well, it's not the best time.
You need to see this right now. This is more important.
Elena then shows Nate some footage of Navarro and Roman boarding a helicopter. Oh my god, I did need to see this now. There's Sully with him, and he's alive.
How much do you really trust this guy, Nate? Do you reckon he's backstabbing us? Do you reckon he's betraying us?
How could this dead guy do this to me? How could he betray my trust like this? Now, the boat with the enemies pulls off, and then Nate says, Sully has done a lot of things, but he ain't a backstabber. We've got a lot of backstory in future games, and this wouldn't make any sense. Trust me, it's a retcon. Nathan then pulls out the Drake page and he goes, you tell me which way they're headed. I'm gonna win him back. Elena says,
Northish towards the mountains.
that must be the monastery. Let's go. So Elena says,
What if he's working with them? What do we do then?
we're kind of going around in circles here, Elena. I said he's not doing that. Also, we're going to rescue him or we're going to kill him if he was cheating on me. Also, listen up. Let's head towards the monastery, which I said earlier. So along the way, they cross a rickety old bridge, which is very action-packed. And the boards start breaking underneath Elena's feet. And Nathan dives forward, grabbing her. But she's slipping. Nathan says, you gotta give me your hand. There's no time, Elena. And she goes, but my camera. And then it like pans from his hand to the camera, to the hand, to the camera, to the hand, to the camera. Oh my god. And so she lets go of her hand and she falls, retaining the camera. Alternative ending, she drops the camera reluctantly and grabs Nate's arm. I'll help you back onto... there you go. Now you're safely on the thing. Lamau, your camera, Lamau. He's laughing. He's just having a great time.
A $2,000 piece of equipment in the ocean.
Lamau. Now, Nate and Elena, they make it just outside the monastery. They overhear guards saying...
Arcade 25. I see.
So keep
Gota player.
There's no talking in the library. Now, Nate and Elena start mowing through guards to get to Sully. Bang, 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 bang. But quietly, Nate and Elena make it into the library where they find Sully and he's reading a book and also talking to some guards.
Sully, you are taking too long to decipher the clues and show us where the treasure is.
Then Sully asks, where are you from? But not in a friendly way. But before Sully can launch into another racist screed about the...
Be ready to eliminate hostiles.
They shoot their guns. They win the gun.
10 seconds left.
Remember when Elena asked if the gun worked like a camera?
Where's the loot?
5 seconds.
Prepare, regroup with Sully the Racist. Oh no, what's he gonna say?
Using shield.
These people, they're...
Give us our drug. You can handle
Shit,
this.
Sully. Now, Nate and Elena are actually very suspicious of Sully. And not just because he's wearing a shirt with a flag. Elena says he's on the street standing there, breathing, and not dead. And Sully goes, well, remember when they did shoot me? What? Turns out I had Drake's diary the whole time. And the diary saved me from the bullet.
Oh, That's believable.
However, once they realized that I wasn't dead, I managed to convince Roman that he'll never get the treasure without my help. And I have been misleading him ever since, hoping that you, Nate, would show up to save the day, even though it's somewhat of a little hard. Drag out! Elena says, where's Roman now? You know, the rest of his cronies. And Sully says, hey, well, I sent him to the a red herring. And Sully then shows Nate and Elena a symbol of heart. Sully says, this is the symbol that the Spaniards used to mark the secret vault. Loading back! In the monastery. Sully says, find
Okay, let's start searching around the island. Then I whip out my book, and I use clues within it. So, Nate Sully...
Ah, fuck. Ooh, how? Murdered.
There's another hidden this secret room, and then it opens into a wide passage.
Friendly, last
Nate
operator
says,
standing.
I'm gonna go through this other secret tunnel.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check out what's going on there. Sully and Elena, you stay here in the secret room, and I'll come
All
back.
friendlies were
Death match,
eliminated.
match തീർന്നു.
We're talking, so we can keep in contact.
Nate continues on. So Nate continues through the secret passages and the secret rooms and other secret things until he finds a secret vent inside a secret room. And then is eavesdropping, which is rude, on Raja, Navarro, and Roman. And they are having a tense discussion. They are saying,
My name is Raja. Roman, my men they're being massacred.
It's not just drink, goddammit! I'm telling you, this island is cursed.
Enough. Take your sorry mob and go.
You owe me a share of that gold, remember? We had an agreement.
Your share, Eddie, was contingent upon you doing what I required.
I'm becoming agitated, and I'm pointing a gun at your head. What are you gonna do now, huh? Huh? I'm Navarro, and I'm gonna point a gun at you, Raja. Ooh.
you know what, Raja? Why don't you just leave? No one wants you here anyway. And then Raja actually does just leave. He sulks away, which is the best way to end a Mexican standoff. And then Roman goes, oh, remind me again, why did you even employ him?
Well, you said you wanted someone cheap.
Well, you get what you pay for, I suppose.
Anyway, I want to know, Navarro, are you worth paying for as well? Are you going to help me find this vault or not?
I'm gonna help you find the vault. I just need a bit more time. Nate continues on, and he makes it inside a church.
Suddenly, Sully radios Nate.
Listen up, soy boy. There's a secret gallery at the top of that church. Why don't you go find out what's there?
Okay.
So Nate goes to the top of the church to check it out. And then once at the top of the church, Nate sees that there is a heart symbol from Drake's diary. You know, the thing that...
With the keys in it.
And also the rainbow. And also one of those fist symbols. And also the Ukrainian flag.
Love is love.
Says Sully to Nate.
Surprisingly PC there, Sully.
Oh, it's 2022, Nate, and I'm accepting of all types of folks, except for foreigners.
It's weird the topics you choose to have issues with.
Nate pulls down some of the large keys on the wall and he opens the window. Inside is another stained glass window with a heart symbol on it. But once he opens it, he sees a building that also has a
Be
heart
ready to
symbol
engage
on
Op
it.
4.
And also, Roman and Navarro are there. Nate then radios Sully and he goes,
Hey Sully, that red herring that you sent Roman and Navarro on?
10 seconds left.
That's where the treasure actually is. So I need you to make a distraction
5
so
seconds
I can
left.
sneak in.
You got it, kid. One diversion. Coming right up.
alright, we're gonna speed things up a little bit. So Sully makes a diversion.
Sullivan has escaped.
Roman and Navarro chase after Sully, leaving the building. Nate then sneaks into the building, and Sully and Elena are already inside the building. And Nate notices that there's some symbols,
Repelling hostiles, I didn't for the
supplies. Once inside, Elena then steps on a pressure plate, which closes the passage behind her. Sully is stuck on one side. Ooh, Elena and Drake finally some alone time.
But there is romantic
Interest, insists Drake. Nate then radios Sully and he says, hey, why don't you go back to the library? We'll figure a way to get out. And he
Device
carries on
blind, keep an eye on the door.
random stuff. It's the city. What the whole game has been leading up to. Nate and Elena
stop
make
worrying
way
about
to
grenades
get out.
now. Swapping mags.
There is the body of Sir Francis Drake. Ah, he's dead. They were too late. We missed him by minutes. So Nate goes, oh, that's funny. It looks like Francis Drake never actually found El Dorado. He just died here.
Reloading mag.
Nate then gives the ring, which is around his neck, to Drake and says,
So much for greatness.
this guy sucks. He did some stuff, but he didn't find big gold. And he's
Set device!
in the room. Nate and Elena then start looking for a way out. Nate lifts up Elena to a higher level.
Now you're heavier than you look.
And she climbs up, but then suddenly an explosion happens, and Raja and one of his men come into the room. Nate then points his gun at him and says, hey, why don't you take it easy, fella?
I won't be doing that.
But they are interrupted. There is a noise coming from the room behind them. What's going on?
You didn't see them? We're trapped here now. We're about to be attacked by monsters.
Oh, suddenly a mysterious and disappears into the black void. Raja and Nate then get swamped by these creatures.
Which are called Descendants.
Who names them Descendants?
The game developers.
Suddenly, Nate and Raja have to fight
Reload!
together. They make some witty quips at one another.
I hate your guts.
And they fight off the Descendants.
One friendly remaining.
You ugly kunyuk!
And Sully is there taking notes. Is that a new type of slur? What does that one mean?
Don't mess
However, halfway through the fight, one of the
15
Descendants
seconds.
pulls Eddie over the edge and bites him. Is that bad? Is it like a vampire?
10 seconds to go.
Oh, so Nate's left alone. Fighting the Descendants.
Failed. All
Take
friendlies
this
were
wood
eliminated.
And climb up away from the Descendants. Please, I love you.
Nate quickly climbs the rope from the Descendants. Elena and Nate start running, with the Descendants hot on their tail. They make it into another room. Nate closes the door and locks it behind him. And then they look around. What is this place?
It's an old German control center.
They find a drawing of the monastery, and it says, the Germans found El Dorado. Nate then points at the drawing and says, hey, look at this. If this is still where the statue is now, then we are right on top of it. Nate and Elena then spy an elevator, and they think that's our way out of here. But it has no power.
Guess the Nazis didn't pay their electric bill.
Nate says, okay, this elevator, it's broken. I need a generator room to power it so that it is not broken. Elena says,
Be ready to eliminate hostiles.
And then she smashes a window. Can't you see? I'm in this wheelchair. I couldn't possibly do it. You'll have to go on alone.
10 seconds left.
Goes on alone. He fights more.
5 seconds to insertion.
And he makes it to the generator room. He flips the switch. That was easy. He fights them all off and he heads back to the German room. Then on his way back to the room, there's a projector playing some film. The film shows El Dorado, his favorite movie. And it also shows a statue, as well as a man beside it, who looks very angry. Next to the projector is also a photo of Drake's corpse, which is next to El Dorado. Also, there is a note from Drake. It says, really enjoyed my trip to El Dorado. Can't wait to get home. Also, calls him El Dorado's curse. There's a terrible curse, and the Spaniards have unleashed hell and demons. My men have been murdered. And at risk of having the curse spread, I have destroyed all of the ships, and I will drown the cursed city. There is
Reload!
such a great evil here that it can never leave these shores. Nate then continues on fighting the Descendants. Nate then makes it to another control room, which is across the control room from Elena. And then Elena says, help me, I have been captured by Germans. They're wheeling me off to places unknown.
They already stop them.
Op 4, last operator standing.
To the Dorado. Also, I'm going to keep Elena in order to discourage you and Sully from trying anything.
That won't stop me. You think I care about this woman?
Roman, Navarro, and Elena then leave. Wow, really in a pickle, says Nate. But it gets worse, because he's swarmed by Roman's guards. Nate fights his way through the guards and reaches the surface. Then
Op 4 eliminated.
We have to
Mission
get her
successful.
back. Sully says,
Nate, I'm currently pinned down in front of the church, so you're gonna have to come and clear out the church so that I can leave, because I'm incapable of doing anything on my own. I'm also in a wheelchair now.
Sully and Nate then regroup, and Nate pushes him into the church. There's supposed to be more accessibility in games, right?
Yes.
We're doing that. Who says heroes can't be in wheelchairs?
Probably Sully.
Nate and Sully then open up a new passage, and there is a tomb. In the tomb is the thing they have been looking for across the whole span of the game. Uh-oh. All of a sudden, Elena is wheeled out from behind the wall. Navarro and Roman right behind her. Nate and Sully point their guns at Roman, but the guards are also there pointing guns back at Nate and Sully. This is
friendly drone deployed. Op 4 is reinforcing its location.
Roman says drop your weapons, or you're gonna have 2 flat tires on your hands. Nate and Sully go, okay.
10 seconds before insertion.
Roman then approaches El Dorado. And he goes, my
5
God,
seconds.
look at the glory of it all. That's only a shell. The real treasure is inside, like a Cadbury cream egg. Okay, just to clarify, this big thing is El Dorado. It's not a city, it's a statue. So, Roman opens the Dorado. And a cloud of dust is thrown into the air, and it seems as though the mummy is smoking 4 cigarettes at once. This triggers Roman's acid. Navarro leans into Elena and says, watch this. Navarro knew all along.
Yes, he did. It's a double cross. Never trust a Panamanian, that's what I always say.
Oh, Sully, come on now. Roman shuts El Dorado as quick as he can, but it's too late. His lungs are filled with pollen, and he starts falling and coughing and spluttering over the place. Suddenly,
You have dropped the
Roman
diffuser.
anamorphs, and Navarro shoots him in the head.
So, in case we're all not picking up, the descendants used to be Spaniards. The descendants found El
The
Dorado.
diffuser has been
they
recovered.
opened it,
Yep.
And they inhaled the pollen.
Oh no.
And then they all became what they are now. And that is just what has happened to Roman.
Alright, guards, take the El Dorado. Nate says, no, you can't do that. It wiped out an entire colony. You don't know what you're doing.
Nate, I'm the only one who knows what he's doing. Look at Roman here. Do you know if we work to the right buyer, we could start a whole chemical warfare.
The statue then starts being lifted out by helicopter. Navarro then grabs onto the back of Elena's wheelchair and goes rushing out of the room. As the descendants start swarming the area.
They never left.
This gives Nate and Sully the opportunity to knock the guards out, and they steal their shotguns.
Click, click.
Nate says, no, we have to stop El Dorado. We have to stop them. They're gonna sell it at a wet market. Nate then runs and jumps onto the El Dorado. The helicopter continues lifting upwards. They see a shot inside the helicopter, and somehow Navarro and Elena are now inside it. A guard then on Nate. Elena then kicks the guard out, and he falls.
Oh my God, she was following him the whole time. What an incredible ruse.
As the guard falls, though, he accidentally shoots the pilot. Uh-oh. Navarro goes, and he takes control of the
15
helicopter.
seconds left.
It flies over a freighter, and Nate jumps onto it.
10 seconds left. The diffuser is no longer in your possession. All friendlies have been eliminated.
Kill Nate. Nate fights them in and kills all of them. So... Nate then gets to Navarro, but then Navarro goes, haha, and he blows up an explosive crate. This knocks Nate back and disarms him. It's a one-on-one fight time. Nate, naturally, wins, and just presumes Navarro is dead from punching, and Drake doesn't even bother disarming him. Nate then runs over and pulls Elena from the wrecked helicopter. I've got bad news, Elena. Your legs, they're horribly mangled. You'll never walk again. But then Navarro gets up. No! Nate then pushes the wrecked helicopter off the boat, and the wrecked helicopter still has a rope attached to it, which tightens around
Friendly drone
Navarro's
deployed.
leg,
Op 4
and
is reinforcing its location.
And the El Dorado statue into the ocean.
Adios, asshole.
It does
10
feel like a
seconds.
bit of a wasted opportunity. Adios, asshole. Like you should be going.
5 seconds to go.
Stay tied down or Have a nice trip.
It was not nice to meet you.
Elena and Nate then see Sully sailing over the dead corner. Nate turns to we found the treasure. We left with nothing but our foul master. And it turns out I'm Ham. Elena goes, what? Elena then says, I do have one thing for you though, Nate. Elena then gives Nate back the Drake ring that he left on his corpse. She goes, why'd you take that? I put it there. Nate then bends down for a kiss. But Sully interrupts, saying,
You two got a funny idea of romantic.
Sully said, why don't you two get on the boat? And Elena goes, we already have a boat. And then Sully says,
I like this one better.
It's so complicated. He pulls away a sheet to reveal pirate treasure. Where'd you find that?
He borrowed it off some pirates, and they were too dead to care about it.
The diffuser is no longer in your
The
possession.
sail off into the sunset, readying themselves for 3 sequels, all of them better than the original. The end. Now, first things first, a lot of very funny animation. Here's an example. It all just explodes in the opposite direction. Want to see if Uncharted is the same. So you could, you done a bitch.
Is the gun clipping through Navarro's arm?
Yeah, it's going, and also through Drake's hand.
Yeah, it is too.
Look
at the soldier off to the side with the red just pulsing.
Lamb. Ragdoll.
Nathan Drake is played by Nolan North.
Who? He's a relatively unknown figure in the gaming world, isn't he?
Here's a list of all the Nolan North characters.
Down to 1 friend. We have been eliminated.
Oh, I know this name. David. Yeah, I like him from The Last of Us.
He's like Lady Manila as well, where I think he's able to change his voice fairly significantly for characters.
Hi, I'm Nancy Drew.
Well, he's the Penguin in Arkham City. That doesn't sound anything like Nathan Drake.
I tried to help you.
No idea, one more match. One more match.
The world, triumph over evil.
I gave you the opportunity to end this walk away, but oh no. You had to be the big...
Ooh, a bit like me and you, eh, Jeff? Is me English accent. Jeff, do your famous Irish accent.
Oi, matey! I love potato!
That's incredible, Jeff. What about your, Finnish kindergarten teacher? Your impression that you're always doing.
Oi, mate!
Wow, that really sucks, Jeff.
It's Emily Rose.
She was in NCIS as
1 episode.
Special Agent Anna Genlow. What did she have to investigate, Jeff?
Sex trafficking ring? I don't know.
Navarro has started some sort of sex cult, and she's the only woman for the job. Alright, she becomes a very well-defined character in the later games. I remember playing 2 and 3 and 4 and being like, oh, she is easily as interesting as the main character, and I'd like to see more scenes with her, which is pretty hard to pull off. So I gotta give him credit for that. FarmersOnly.com. Yeah, look, that German warboat doesn't make any fucking sense. Rivers go out to deltas, which go out to the ocean. Why would a U-boat go back up through a river? Waterfalls all go in one direction as well, which is down to the ocean. You couldn't fall over a waterfall on the other way.
And he says it's flooding, but I just do not believe that there would be that much flooding.
Bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on this. The thing that's always struck me about the Uncharted games is that they're constantly finding monuments and incredible archaeological sites. But it's like, what do you think the locals do all day? You know what I mean? Locals are curious too. They're gonna see a big pyramid and they're not gonna go, hey, what's in it? Bet there's some cool shit. It gets worse in the other games.
I suppose you could argue that the El Dorado at least makes sense, because it's like everyone who has supposedly discovered this statue has become a descendant.
Now, I'll tell you what was incredible.
Be ready to engage Op 4.
The Uncharted. Flipping me! Tell you what, everyone is so about that. No. Okay. It's
10 seconds left.
And it was like, Mark Wahlberg, as Nathan Drake.
5 seconds to insertion.
I'm into it.
And then they go as Sully. You get... He looks perfect.
Yeah, no, I even like Mark Wahlberg, but he should have been Nathan Drake.
You can just tell it's executive producers. Let them go. No. Well, this will be a PG-13 movie, so we want to the younger generation. Therefore,
Reinforce the wall!
I don't know who that kid is. Tom Holland. Yeah, it's just like way too young. Immediately destroys the character. Because the whole point of Nathan Drake was that he was older and had experience.
Yep.
If you make him a naive kid, boring.
Doesn't work.
No. I enjoyed this. How about you, Jeff?
This was great. This was lovely.
So did he char?
Let's do this, you tossers. Come on then.
Brought to you by Incognito. You knew it, I knew it. Eventually I would have to stop using Mark Zuckerberg's face as the sole branding for the channel. So, time to Animorph. I'm Mr. Z now. No association. And that's Mr. B.
Hello.
That's right, we're rebranding the entire channel. So quirky and also family friendly.
Man, imagine these on a shirt, or a hat, or an M1 Garand.
Never forget what you're fighting for.
Op 4, last stop standing.
Wounded. Dead.
We are in a prison. Meet Hannah.
Friendly victorious. Hostiles
She's
eliminated.
a hardened criminal in solitary confinement. But she's also so cool that they let her smoke cigarettes in there. And the light comes on. Too bright for her eyes. Okay, so Stone saunters over to the door, and she puts her hand up to a scanner thing, and wait a minute, Mr. B.
That's not a normal hand. That's a robo hand. What kind of customer are we dealing with here?
The machine scans her hand, and then a slot in the door opens up.
We hope you enjoyed the accommodation.
I don't have time for this.
We're clued into the voice.
You ready to engage, Op 4?
Hi there, Warden. I'm no psychic, but I think you probably
Down to 10 seconds.
some trigger in the name of democracy or something.
Down to 5 seconds.
Seriously, the voice actress for the game. Did you pick this game because she's funny foreign?
Not just her. Everyone.
You got my attention.
The robot warden tells Stone.
I'll do it, says Stone. See, I've been given.
Wall fortified!
This must be one hell of a dangerous mission if you want me to do it for you.
You got there going. I'm cool with it.
You know what? I'll do it, says Stone. So,
Who's on the team?
Talk about starting a story with a bang. I, for one, can't wait to see what happens next.
You got my attention.
a few. 2022 and the time is 19 here. We are at a quaint little futuristic police uniform and with a bunch of arousal. We're about to find out he's in charge of medical. Where to get the number? Is expertise is in
this blonde-haired
job. Now they're all just quietly sitting at the table, and there's a sort of tension in the air. And that's because they're on for a big job. They're on duty.
One friendly remaining.
When the cute bride slinks her way over. Now it's 9:18 p.m., but Stone is ordering from the breakfast menu for some reason, and she says,
I have some eggs,
ഇവനാണല്ലേ
beans, bacon, make it 4 slices. No, 5. Definitely 5. Banana milkshake, coffee with cream.
Mission critical. Bomb diffuser activated.
Very hard to digest.
but the milkshake has milk in it, and the cream has lactose as much as milk does. What? Well, she is going to be very gassy on the mission later.
Maybe she's the explosives expert.
Some orange juice and a pack of smokes.
Okay, so they're going for this trope where it's like 2 number 4s, a number 5,
Number 6 with extra dip.
Now we pan back over to Doc, and he is sad for some reason.
And he orders...
Last operator standing.
So he's an alcoholic.
Like crippling, like my dad way, not like the funny...
Located the diffuser, destroy it.
And back to Cortez.
Op 4 has possession of a defused bomb. Mission failed.
Use his words. He uses his fingers.
He's using sign language.
He's gone deaf from explosives. Do you reckon that's it?
Oh, that's quite good.
Yeah, that's actually interesting.
He's actually blind. Wait, so Cortez makes the order, but how does the waitress understand what he's saying? When she knows sign language?
Yeah, she's a waitress in a downtown diner. Of course she reads sign language. She also knows kung fu.
So the waitress takes all the orders?
And Herzog gives us a reason to love him. He reaches over to his fork and just coyly slides it off the table.
Whoops, I dropped my fork. The waitress then has to crouch down to pick it up.
Doesn't she know we'll be able to see down her dress?
The waitress handed him the same fork that fell on the floor. No, a new fork. The waitress comes back with some drinks, and Doc has his alcoholic beverage, and he gobbles it all down in one drink. And then,
Friendly drone
instead of
deployed.
saying,
Op 4 is
I'm
reinforcing
fully
its location.
satisfied,
I'll have some more.
Whoa, take it easy, Tiger.
Yeah, Doc. Don't you know it's 9:18 p.m.?
10 seconds before insertion.
Yeah, Doc.
Insertion in 5
So now
seconds.
everyone's ordered. And the cool thing is, everyone's order tells us a little bit about them as a character.
So Doc drinks too much. Cortez, deaf. Stone,
The hardest damn criminal you've seen.
but cannot drink dairy. And Herzog is, I guess, just a piece of shit.
But you know what? But he's got a heart of gold and a fat cock.
Now, at the back of the cafe is a television, and somebody switches on the news.
Today is a bad day for Dow. Yesterday, the shares below their IPO price of $72 at $28.97 per share.
Now, the news is saying that the stock price for Dow Synthetics is down. But why does that matter? And what is Dow Synthetics?
Well, Dow Synthetics are the main company that makes these humanoid synthetic robot people that are used for the majority of hard labor across the world.
So it's like a Detroit Become Human sort of situation.
Yeah, but you can't have sex with them.
So it's like an iRobot sort of situation.
Watch the ride!
They are using the Keemstar drama alert sound effect in the background.
Counterpart on the public market.
I think you're 100% correct.
Let's get right into the news. Synthetics can be trained to say the N-word. Dow Synthetics down 90%.
Dow hosts synthetic story time for kids. Stock price down 90%.
The waitress then comes over with the food, and I will note that she is not holding any pie. Although Stone is thrilled about the food.
Frankie, this shit is incredible.
Doc has a couple more drinks. Ring ring on the world's biggest. It's the Stone picks up the
User is online and active. Op 4 last stop standing.
I'm gonna need your team to get
Op 4 eliminated.
There's not even time to finish
Right, the scene ends and we are flying over now to Dow Synthetics. Look at this, Sandra.
Oh,
It's
my God.
build about incognito. Sandra, you and I, we live under the sea. What you don't know about living under the sea is everybody is trying to keep you dark all the time. That's why I use incognito. It's your personal information removal service, man.
Incognito.
Put it under the sea. Copyright free. You're the crab now from the mermaid.
Oh, boy. Everything's better.
No, do not do. Incognito, it just makes sense. There's a whole bunch of people who are stealing your data. What you want to do, serve them a bunch of legal notices. Say, hey, stop that right now, mister. So, yesterday, Sandra, I was shopping for guns online, right? And also a saw so I could make the barrel smaller. And then all of a sudden, I was at work the next day and I'm getting ads, sawn off shotguns, 60% off. And my employer's looking and I'm going, oh, I don't know why I'm getting these ads.
I do. Like, write to this.
ഓക്കെ എനിവേസ് ഞാൻ അപ്പം ഇന്നത്തേക്ക് നിർത്തുകയാണ്. ഞാൻ ഭയങ്കര ടയർഡാണ്. അതുകൊണ്ട് എനിക്ക് വേറെ ഗെയിംസ് കളിക്കാൻ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു, ബട്ട് കളിക്കാൻ ഇതില്ല, ഇൻസെൻറ്റീവ് ഇല്ല. സോ അതുകൊണ്ട് പതിവ് പോലെ ഗുഡ് ബൈ GGs ആൻഡ് ടു ബി കണ്ടിന്യൂഡ്.
Thousands of data collectors, and then they write to them strongly